Hey, welcome back to Upper Michigan Today. We are joined now by Heather Wesley to talk about alopecia and Alopecia Awareness Month. So we're halfway through September and the Awareness Month, it's happening this month. So for our viewers that don't know, what is alopecia and what does awareness of it mean to you?
Yeah, so the word alopecia actually means hair loss. And so awareness really is just sharing the knowledge gained from the experience of hair loss. So simply put.
So is that the main way that it presents itself? Are there other symptoms or signs that people need to look for, or is it predominantly hair loss?
It's predominantly hair loss.
Okay.
It is considered an autoimmune disease, so there's stuff going on underneath the skin, but primarily hair loss.
Okay, okay.
And when were you diagnosed, Heather, and how did you realize that you were experiencing this?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed about 9 years ago. I actually recently was engaged and getting ready for my wedding, and my eyebrows started thinning out. And then I developed this patch like underneath. And so I was always really thankful. I always developed hair loss underneath, so you couldn't really see it. But when your hair starts falling out, it's like, something's going on. So I went to the doctor, and then I got the diagnosis that I did have alopecia areata. And so it was about a 5-year journey of going through the cycle of growing hair, losing hair, and then 4 years ago, I decided just to shave what little hair I had left and stepped into the world as a bald woman.
Well, you look great, honestly.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it looks wonderful. But what was that? What was the diagnosis? Like, how did that? What was the process like? What were the emotions that went along with this? I mean, losing hair as a woman that's a tough one.
Yes, and especially when someone tells you there's no cure and we're not sure if you're going to lose all your hair. So there's a lot of unknowns. And so alopecia has been a great teacher for me, and it really has taught me about self-love and unconditional acceptance of self. So as a woman, yes, hair is just, it's a big part of us. So when you start to lose that piece of your identity and you see your appearance changing in the mirror, there's just a lot of emotions to navigate. But it's not all bad because, again, you find that confidence within.
Yeah.
And so what else has changed for you since your diagnosis? I mean, it seems like going on a really spiritual journey, gaining that self-confidence. Anything else?
Yeah, totally. I mean, my whole life changed. I mean, to be honest, it was my whole perception of people, and you don't really see too many women that are just bald. So I'm a bit of a unicorn, and so I do get some stares like I'm a unicorn. So it's just even navigating those experiences and then providing education that alopecia is a part of the world, and yeah, it's just hair loss.
Yeah.
It's just hair, right?
Yeah. How common is it? I mean, obviously, you know, you go bald, and that's, you know, so maybe somebody asks you about it, but you could easily put a wig on and someone might never know. You know, so it wouldn't be a conversation that you would have with someone, or someone wouldn't just ask you. So how common is that?
Yeah, so I actually recently just learned that this month, and that's why alopecia awareness is so great, because even for myself, experiencing alopecia for 9 years, I'm still expanding and learning.
Yeah.
So I learned that there's about 6.7 million people living in the United States that experience hair loss.
Wow.
And that's about 2% of the world's population as well.
And that's men and women?
It is.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want people to know about alopecia or about you when they see you?
Oh, I think if really to anyone that is experiencing alopecia, I want them to know that you don't only have to survive with alopecia, you can thrive. It's not a death sentence, it's a great teacher, and yes, you'll have to navigate some emotions, but there is community out there for you.
And you're helping create some of that community, and we want to talk to you about the ways that you're doing that. We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to dive into a first-time event that you're planning, which is incredible. But we have to take that quick break, so we'll be right back.